Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So crypto's having a pretty good day. Bitcoin, crypto up slightly. Today overall markets did pretty well. But of course, you can't have a good day unless you have crypto killer Gary Gensler intervene. And he and the SEC is going after Binance. What is this all about? So let's talk about this and more tonight. Let's get started. Welcome. Hopefully you guys are doing good tonight. Like I said, crypto's not doing bad. Up a few billion. Yeah, a few billion since this morning, up about 1.21%. Bitcoin is holding nicely at 16.8. We don't quite have a rally, but we have a little bit of recovery. So that is good. And certain altcoins are doing pretty well right now. But U.S. market today finally had a green day. Well, you can see the little green day, but tomorrow, I don't know if it's going to flip back into red, but there are still a lot of fear about recession out there. I mean, look at Amazon. Amazon is now confirming they're going to cut 18,000 jobs. 18,000. And Salesforce is cutting 7,000. And unfortunately, this is what Powell wants. Powell thinks that the job market is too hot. We need to see unemployment go up. Well, what he wants is happening. We're seeing a lot of layoffs right now. Hopefully this will not continue. Today the Fed minutes was released. And it highlights what was talked about at the last FOMC meeting. Basically, Powell and the other board of governors, again, they're trying to be fluid, they're trying to be flexible. So they know there will be more rate hikes, but at some point in time this year, they're going to stop. They're going to stop because inflation has come down, right? That's the goal, right? But right now, one of the three prongs of what Powell's looking at is not going down yet. Labor force being extremely strong and unemployment being high. He kind of labels these two as one of the prongs during his meeting. But we're starting to see it happen. And we're going to get a big inflation reading 2 weeks from now, right? And we'll see if inflation is truly going down and if this guy is going to be more dovish and maybe we'll stop getting so many rate hikes in the future, right? That is what we want. But stock market, U.S. market is still not sure about that. But you know what? The best way to think about it is you have more time to DCA. Look at Cathie Wood. That's what she's doing. Recently I've been talking a lot about Tesla and how they've been tanking. Cathie Wood is buying more Tesla stock. Not only Tesla, she's bought more Coinbase. She bought more Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. She's buying. She's DCAing a ton right now, right? So, best way to think about it, while we're stagnant, while we're consolidating, forming a bottom, right? Just think about it gives you more time to dollar cost average and pick up on your favorite projects or favorite crypto, right? Cathie Wood is big, Tesla bull, Bitcoin bull, technology bull. So, good all around. What else is going on today? Well, this made news. Coinbase settles with the New York financial regulator. Okay. The headline is 100 million, but no, it's 50 million that they agreed to pay. And then they agreed to spend 50 million to improve its compliance program. Now, why did they have to settle? What were they getting sued for? Well, according to New York State Department of Financial Services, Coinbase did not do a good enough job with following anti-money laundering laws. So they didn't conduct sufficient background checks. Okay? So, I don't know. I mean, I know Coinbase, they have KYC. They collect KYC, so I don't know if they didn't collect enough or what was going on. But supposedly the New York State Department thought they didn't. So they sued them. But they settled this. $50 million is being paid in fines. $50 million is going to be used to improve the compliance program. And and that's done, right? So there were some people concerned about Coinbase, right? Recent Coinbase, a lot of fun about Coinbase, but still, the biggest exchange in the U.S., most widely used exchange in the U.S., most regulated exchange in the U.S., with a ton of assets on hand being audited by one of the big four auditing firms, accounting firms, right? So I don't think Coinbase is going anywhere. But there's a lot of people that's targeting them right now, right? A lot of people targeting them right now, but I think they're doing just fine. Other than their profits. Their profits is another story. I know you guys love hearing about FTX and SBF. Well, remember those Robinhood shares that SBF bought using the loan that he took from Alameda, even though he bought it under another company called Emergent, right? But essentially, it's all tied. So now the U.S. authorities are going to seize those Robinhood shares. It's about 7% of Robinhood's overall shares, so it's a significant amount. But the question is, are they going to give this to BlockFi, or are they going to liquidate it? Because supposedly SBF put down these shares as collateral to BlockFi to be able to borrow however much they borrowed, like billions, right? So BlockFi is fighting for this, but now it seems like maybe it's a lost cause and it's going to be taken. I don't know. This whole thing, still money from one pocket into another, and another. All the money was just swooshing around between FTX, Alameda, and hundreds of other companies. It's really hard to keep track. But of course, SBF is still awaiting his trial, which is in October. So I don't know what's going to happen between now and October. I mean, that's a long, long time. What else is there? Let's see. Well, let's get to Gary Gensler at SEC. And, you know, they don't want crypto to succeed. They want to kill crypto, basically, right? So we know that Voyager right now, right, it's in limbo. Voyager also collapsed due to CryptosRUs, due to Luna, due to whatever. And FTX tried to buy them. Supposedly it was worked out, but of course FTX collapsed. So guess what? Binance bidded, Binance.US specifically bidded, and they won. Now the SEC sent Binance a letter saying, no, you cannot. And the given reasons, basically, they state that they don't feel like Binance.US, first of all, has enough money to buy it. And second of all, they didn't outline what they plan on doing after they purchase and, you know, the assets that they're going to take from Voyager, what they plan on doing, right? So the SEC is throwing a wrench in this whole thing, targeting Binance once again, and basically saying, well, you guys just don't have enough money. And the other thing people are looking at is they want to make sure that Binance.US is not borrowing money from Binance.com, because CZ is in control of Binance.com. But Binance.US is supposed to be a separate entity, right? So this is another way for Gary to say, hey, you know, you guys can't be borrowing money from the parent company, supposedly, right? Now, I really wonder how they could come up with this, how Gary and SEC could come up with this, saying that you basically don't have the funds to buy it. Well, obviously they do, because they won the auction, right? So they must have the money. So I'm not quite sure how they got this notion that they don't have the money to buy it. And then, you know, even they buy it, why do they have to define what they plan on doing with the assets, right? But I mean, Binance.US already publicly stated they will be giving back to the customers, right? But I don't know what else SEC is looking for. I mean, it's just like you buy a company. One company buys another company, right? They do whatever they want with it. But you know, Gary, I just think he likes to throw a wrench in everything, because he wants to take control. He wants to be the ultimate crypto watchdog, and he doesn't want anything to happen under his watch, other than FTX somehow succeeding and SBF. You know, whatever the whole thing was going on between him and SBF and the CFTC and everyone else, with the exception of that, right? No one else seems to have any leeway, any traction, any indication of what Gary is thinking or is going to do, right? So obviously SEC is still battling the Ripple, but yeah, right now they're trying to stop this. Unfortunately, because Voyager people have been waiting, right? We've been waiting for a long time to recoup some of the assets, but SEC does not like that. So we'll just have to wait a little bit longer. Hopefully they don't nix this. Hopefully Binance US can prove that they have the funds, which I'm pretty sure they do. And also kind of just lay out their plan so that this I don't know, this letter from the SEC could just go away. So there's that. A lot of you guys are talking about this meme token, Bonk. And I've been avoiding talking about it because I know what happens in these scenarios. Whenever you have some kind of hot, hyped up project that skyrockets, the next move is usually it dumps, right? So a lot of you guys, I hear a lot of people talk about this. You better be careful. You better know what you're doing because this could collapse just as fast as it went up. And you have no one to blame but yourself if you're going to be aping or FOMO into it, okay? But this explains the reason why Solana probably has been recovering. We've seen an influx of money into Solana, right? This could be the reason. Now, Solana stopped pumping. So that could be an early indication that this whole thing may be coming to a stop soon. But again, be careful because I hear too many people talk about it. And usually when that happens, every time when you have a lot of people talking about a specific pump in my live chat, guess what happens? A day or two goes by and then you see a massive drop. So be careful if you're thinking about it. All right, what else is there? As for Bitcoin, you know what? Everyone is waiting for that rally, the recovery, right? Today may be the start of it. Stocks, crypto stocks went up huge. If you look at the miner stocks, you look at Coinbase, MicroStrategy, double-digit gains today, right? So off to a pretty good start so far this year. Let's see if it could continue. But of course, there are so many models and metrics that show that Bitcoin has bottomed. Here's a really interesting one, and this is specific to the start of the year. If you look at January 1st is actually marking the bottom for 2012, 2015, 2018, and 2023. You look at it, it's pretty much near bottom or at bottom or very, very close to bottom, right? And that's a fantastic thing. So if history rhymes or history repeats, that means you better strap on and hold on because good days are coming. Also, according to RSI, of course, Bitcoin is extremely, extremely oversold. So that's always a good indicator of a reversal, right? And 66%, excuse me, have not touched their Bitcoin in the last year. So the percent of Bitcoin that has not moved in 1 year is at an all-time high at 66.5%. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And then lastly, just to show you guys a blast from the past, when the internet was first starting, when the PC was getting popular, and Microsoft Windows and Apple were becoming a household name, people didn't quite understand what the internet was about. Some did. Some took advantage. Some invested. Others sat on the sidelines waiting for it to mature. Now I would say the internet has pretty much matured. We have gone away and developed and evolved into newer layers, newer verticals of the internet, like mobile and now Web 3.0 with decentralization. And there's a lot more, right? But it takes time. And people that get in early are the ones that benefit the most. People that get in toward the end, usually not as good as people that got in way earlier, right? So it's kind of like that with Bitcoin and crypto still. Bitcoin is a little bit older at 14 years, just had its birthday, but crypto itself, most of the crypto projects, that you know of is less than 5 years old, less than 4 or 3 years old. It's still so early. That's why you want to be in the game. Yeah. Yep. You sure do. All right. That's what I want to talk about. Let's do some Q&A. Stokes 11, much love to you. Thank you. The Ryan page, what's up, my man? Let's see here. What did I miss? I'm scrolling up here or scrolling down. Not a lot of Gary fans in this chat. Let's see. Or you go come with the SPF NFT collection. Maybe. That's a good idea. You know what I want to do? I want to come out a whole series. You guys know that I posted that video from the South Park parody video of SPF. What I love to do is do a whole video series about that. I think it'll be really funny and really entertaining. People are getting smarter. Yup. That's right. Shibarium officially tweeted, mentioned Bone as the gasser of Shibarium. Will Bone outperform Sheep? I feel like the Sheep team, sometimes they make bad decisions, right? Including utilizing the other tokens rather than Sheep. For example, those NFTs, what was that? She-Bones or whatever they're called, right? You could only mint them with Bone or Leash. You couldn't mint them with Sheep, I don't know if using Bone as the gas of Shibarium is the right idea. I mean, they should concentrate more on Sheep than anything else, but maybe it'll be a dual token thing. Rich, in the past, before you reached financial freedom, how did you balance your income in order to invest in something you believed in so much? Did you cut back a lot of expenses? Basically, no. You know what? I'm a little bit different. I know most people would, like most financial people say, get rid of your debts, save as much as you can, and then invest, right? That was not my path. My motto has always been make more than what you spend. So throughout my life, I've always been, entrepreneur. I always hustled, try to make side money, try to make extra income, and utilize that for some of my endeavors, such as investing, right? But over the years, I've done a lot of things, a lot of arbitrage, buying and selling, played with stocks, also got into a lot of other investments like sports cards, and of course, eventually crypto and stuff like that. But I've always had this model, you can't get rich by saving. You get rich by making money, right? So I've always just found ways to make a little bit more. That's how I did it. Gemini gave Genesis an ultimatum for January 6th. Yeah, I don't know it was 8th, right? I don't know what the significance of that date is. I don't know. I don't know why that day? Why not tomorrow? Why not next week? All right, so today is DCA day. So, unfortunately, it didn't really move from last week. You know what? I don't know what to DCA into this week. I honestly don't. Let's see. No, we got to go in reverse here. So this week from the top 100, the losers, not a fan of any of those. There wasn't a lot of losers this last week. I mean, barely gained, but not a whole lot of losers. I still like Polygon. Under $1, I think Polygon is a pretty good buy. You got a pretty good movement. I'm glad to see Chili's recover a little bit because when FIFA happened, they tanked. And I thought that was going to help them because so many of their teams were obviously playing the World Cup. So that was kind of weird. Glad to see them go up. You know, VeChain, still always a good buy. I feel like some of the DeFi projects started gaining momentum. I noticed that Lido is up. Uniswap is up 11% for the week. ApeCoin is starting to gain a little traction again. Optimism, which is a layer 2, doing good. I mean, this past week, a lot of projects killed it. Near Protocol came up. Near Protocol, the only problem with Near is they go up and down so fast. Looking at that list didn't help me. I don't know. I guess I'd go with let's go with a little more Cosmos. I think they have not been moving that much recently. Go a little Cosmos. Go a little more in BNB. They're always good buy when you don't know what. Yeah. You know, I'm just going to go with those two. I'll go with BNB and Cosmos. I think that'll be a good buy. Good buys. All right, so let's do $50 into... Oops. All right, 4.929. All right, there you go. So this week will be BNB and Cosmos. Let's see how this week will go. All right. Let's resort this again. Last week, not bad for a lot of projects. Yeah, that DCA, I'm just doing $100 a week. Just so you guys know, that's a sample portfolio that I've been doing with you guys for over a year now, about July of last year to now, right? Obviously, it had its up and downs. It was way in the green, now way in the red, right? But the whole point of DCA is to take the guessing out of it. And I choose $100 a week because I think it's, if you think about $400 a month, I think it's still a lot for most people to do. But I think for some people, that's within reason, right? It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but if you think about it, $400 a month times 12, you're looking at over $4,000, close to $5,000 a year, right? That's a pretty good amount to be putting in. But of course, it depends on your financial situation. Let's see. I missed a lot of this stuff here. Would have been funny if I put it into Bonk. Make it rain, wave to us on Twitch. I don't know how to do that. I see you, but I don't know how to wave. I'm struggling to gain any... I'm struggling to gain followers on Twitch. This is really hard for crypto. I should be playing some game or something. What is Bonk? It's a meme coin. It's like Sheeb for Solana. That's all it is. It's just a meme coin. So I said be very careful when it goes up, when something goes up like this, it tends to fall really, really, really fast. So if you choose to play this dangerous game, just be careful. Take profits when they come and get out. Otherwise you're going to be left holding a bag that you don't want to be holding. Start streaming D2 on Twitch. I was thinking about that. You know, I wouldn't mind getting back into the Diablo 2, but I got too much stuff going on. Yeah, for those of you guys that are tuned in late, wondering what's going on with Binance, SEC is basically telling Binance.US they can't buy Voyager because they feel like they don't have enough money and they don't know what they're going to do with the assets afterwards. You know, the SEC is basically trying to throw a wrench in the whole thing, trying to stop something good from happening. You want to play D4? No, I don't think so. I didn't even get it. I played D3 for like 1 week and I quit. So I don't think I'll play D4. When is the U.S. going to crack down on Gensler? I don't know. Hope that happens soon. Diablo 4 is expected to be released June of 2023. Well, that's good to know. Dan, I can't even pronounce your name, Dan, on Twitch. Kind of crazy how they could just say, nah, you can't buy this. We don't want you to. I mean, it is if you think about it. But that, I guess it's not just, you know, it's not just the SEC, FCC, CFTC, all these jurisdictions, they can block things left and right. Right? Doesn't mean that they're always successful, but they just want to throw a wrench, just kind of delay things. Harvey, I can't comment on that. Maybe there's a little truth to that, but Gary is just all over the place. He's fighting like 10 different battles right now, right? And ultimately, it just seems like he just wants more control, more power. He wants to take over crypto. George, you need to review a metal steel seed recovery phrase. Most people have paper, which isn't fireproof. You got to realize those metal ones are fireproof up to a point. If your house is literally burning, those steel plates, I really doubt that they can withstand that much heat and won't melt. Okay, so I think it'll withstand water at least, and fire for a little bit, but don't think it's completely foolproof. But I mean, there's not much to review. It's just a metal card that you're stamping your phrase on. I never got into it because I think it's just way too much work. You know, you can hide your C phrase anywhere. You know, you could do it multiple places. Just make sure you do it securely, and don't let anyone know about it. I bet Gary has people watch the channel. I certainly hope not, Adam. I really don't hope that's the case. Yeah. Stainless steel absolutely will survive the heat. I'm going to agree to disagree on that. You know, some fires get extremely hot. I don't know if stainless steel or just steel is going to withstand that. Mine is tattooed on my arm. Well, you better hope that no one knows that. Well, you kind of just share that with the world. Better make sure no one comes at you with a machete or something. Is Gary helping with ADA's clarity this year or next? What clarity? And why would Gary be helping Cardano? Yeah, I don't quite know. Could Luna Classic ever be a sidechain of Cardano? I guess never say never, but it's very, 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 very unlikely. First of all, Cardano would not want them. And second of all, you can't. I mean, you have to duplicate the tokens over. You have to, create another chain. It's way too much trouble. I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see it. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully it's not red. Today was actually a pretty good day. So let's see a continuation tomorrow. All right, so tune in 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.